basically I've just put a plate on there on the scale, and more or less what I mean by estimating macros is instead of you having to purposely weigh it, you just kind of do it by eyeful, like knowing the portion size. Guess where I came from, people? Went to Aldi and got a whole bunch of almond milk. This is, like, to be fair, the only time I ever go Aldi is because they sell the cheapest almond milk. Doesn't taste the best, but in protein shakes you can barely tell. I normally use probably about one every week, so this is gonna last me six weeks. Right, yesterday push day, my body feels like the Hulk just slapped shit at me. So what I wanted to see is if I looked any more pumped than the last video, so I'm probably gonna compare when I check back. But anyway, right now what I'm going to do is make some... So what I've got is some chicken fillets. I've got about 4 fillets in there. This high protein pasta I bought like over a year ago, and I'm yet to eat it, so I'm going to have it now. I haven't had pasta in probably like a year. And also I'm going to add in some king prawns I got from Iceland. But yeah, this used to be like an old school staple for me. It used to be chicken and pasta. It never used to be fillets though. I used to eat chicken legs because they were cheaper to buy, like £2 for a pack. And I used to eat just basic pasta. So yeah, I'm just fucking sure. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, is that a bit of tricep there? And remember to wash your stuff, people. You don't want to, you know, get sick of some shit because you're a filthy bastard. You should know this already, but I always butterfly my fillets because the ones I get from MuscleFood are quite thick. And when you're cooking them on the skillet and the pan, it's a lot harder to cook them all the way through if you have like a really thick fillet. Right, got my chicken in there. Shit, I forgot to add the seasoning, so I'm going to have to do that now. Okay, I forgot to add the seasoning beforehand because I was in a rush. So I'm about to add it on after. It'll still be okay, but it's better when you do it in the bowl because it's easier. Now I've got to keep mixing this around now to make sure all the chicken pieces get the full extent of the flavour. And also I need to start getting my protein pasta. Also, I will let you know if this tastes actually good. If it sucks, I'm going to switch to the other pasta I have. Gains. Oh, let's get into this actually. Per 100 grams of this is 25 grams of protein. That's really, really high. An average fusilli whole wheat pasta, 100 grams is 12. That's basically like double the protein for this little packet. Like, I'm both going now. Out of curiosity, how many of you actually get food tips from my videos? I'd actually like to wonder. Okay, currently my chicken is cooked. The pasta looks more or less done. So what I'm going to do is put in some of the king prawns. They're already cooked. All you got to do is more or less kind of cook them through basically till they're not frozen. So I'm just going to drop a few of these bitches in. Okay, that was a bit more than I thought, but yeah, and I got some left over. Drop some little Nando's sauce in there too, just to add a little bit of spice. While my food's still cooking, I'm going to hit you guys some tips, probably some bulking tips, because I've been doing a lot of cutting stuff lately and I've kind of neglected those of you that bulking. Before I give you the tips, I need to do one thing. Oh, I had to get the arms out like a dickhead. If I'm going to give you some bulking tips about some sort of exercise, gotta get the gains out. I don't want to just do your standard generic kind of bulking tips. So I'm going to try and think of some crucial ones, some of the cores, and some different ones that are off the wall. First of all, be sure to integrate, like while you're bulking, compound lifts. Purely because compound lifts in general are very great things to do. If you don't know what compound exercises are, I'm guessing you didn't watch my last video. It should have been, I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm guessing it was the complete guide to bodybuilding for beginners, or no, complete guide to starting the gym for beginners. That should be the previous video. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out or link below. But anyway, compound lift is basically something that an exercise that works more than one muscle group. So for example, bicep curls are just working biceps. Something like a bench press is doing your chest and your triceps. So that's 2 body parts at least it's been worked. So it's called a compound. So all your big lifts are like compound lifts. So you got deadlifts, squat, bench press, whatever. Those are compound lifts purely because you're working more muscle fibers as you're training. You know what I mean? The whole point is to stimulate muscle growth, especially the more muscle fibers you can get stimulated, is the more growth you're going to really see. And compound lifts are just great exercises to incorporate when you're bulking. One, they're going to help you with your strength, and they're going to help with your mass as well. Make sure that you're achieving progressive overload, because that's a good way to track if you're seeing gains basically. For example, when I say progressive overload, lift moderately heavy to the point where you don't have to be doing like 2 reps, some strength training type shit, but lift to the point where remember your training. Like say if you do 3 sets of 8, if on that 3rd set that getting that 8 should be hard, you know what I mean? And you keep training with that kind of intensity until getting the 3rd set of 8 is fairly easy. Then you either move the weight up or the reps up. If you're going for 8 reps, personally I'd move the weight up, because when you start getting higher than 8 reps and higher than 12 reps, you're more just kind of doing kind of sculpting kind of exercises. But me personally, when it comes to rep ranges, I'm a fan of 6 to 8 on the stronger lifts, like on the bigger ones, like your compound exercise I mentioned earlier. And normally things like just like sculpting, I normally do like 8 to 12. And what I say right now, take it with a not a pinch of salt, but like listen to what I'm saying. When you're bulking, if you want to like do like a lean sort of bulk or more controlled and bulk effectively, so you're not getting too much fat, I wouldn't say track your macros every single day, because then you're starting. It starts making something that you love as a gymmer. I kind of do estimated macros, so I'll track my food, and for at least a week or 2 weeks I'll do that, and then I'll learn the portion sizes. So when I go on from there, when I'm making foods, I can more or less eyeball it and know that I'm within my macros. So basically track your macros to the point where you at least know it, not so you're having to weigh out every single thing. So the easiest thing is basically for the first week or 2 weeks you're tracking it to MyFitnessPal. Weigh your foods out, make sure you get a nice eyeball for the portions. Even take a picture on your phone if that will help you, just so you kind of know portion sizes. And some of you still may not know what I mean. So this is what I mean. Basically I've just put a plate on there on the scale, and more or less what I mean by estimated macros is, instead of you having to purposely weigh it, you just kind of do it by eyeful, like knowing the portion size. So basically we're going to do a test now. What I'm going to do is put what I think is around 240 grams of chicken breast on here. Then I'm going to put it on the scale and see if it matches up. So I'm going to say, I'm going to be happy if I get within the 10 grams marker. If I get within 10 grams, I'll be really happy. I personally think that is around 240 grams of protein. 240 grams of chicken. So let's see together. Sorry. Okay. Are you watching? Okay, you say 100. This is 0. We are at, how close are we? Ooh, my bad. We are at, a little bit short. We're at 214. But basically that's the idea. So basically I was just 26 grams out, which is probably like a little tiny piece of chicken, to be honest. 26 grams is not that heavy. And yeah, there you go. That one extra little piece I added knocked me up to 236. So that just shows that I was one tiny piece of chicken off getting the aim that I thought I was going to get. So that is basically estimated macros. If you can know your portion sizes like that, trust me, when you go out to eat, it opens up your world. Oh, it tastes really good. I'm going to continue on from the macros thing. Obviously the foods that you're tracking your macros, they're going to be honest, need to be fairly nutrient dense. You know what I mean? You can mix in some other stuff, have a cookie every so often, and don't worry about it too much. But make sure the foods you're eating aren't just stupid. Make sure they're good kind of foods. Whole wheat pasta, sweet potatoes, you know, like your complex carbs. Get in some nice protein, lean, good sources of protein. If you're a vegan, get in them bean curds or whatever the hell they eat as well. Get healthy fats. If you're eating fats, don't just go think I can go to Chippy. No, go get yourself some peanut butter, natural peanut butter, so everything in it is just peanuts, not salt and stuff like you get with the Sunpat brand. Just basically make smart choice. Okay, my food is finished now, so I need to speed these tips up because I'm hungry. I'm gonna give you a couple more gems. I'm gonna go eat because my belly a rumble. That rumble, me tell you. What else would I say? Don't do too much cardio if you're bulking. Once or twice a week, I'd say that should be enough. I don't think more than twice a week is needed. 10 to 15 minutes of cardio, I think it's good. I didn't do any cardio while I was bulking, and I did notice that I was a lot heavier breathing, I was a lot more out of shape, I couldn't run as quick. So doing a little bit of cardio in this to make sure your heart's still good and your body's still fairly active is always a good look. So don't underestimate doing cardio, but definitely don't go the other way and do too much cardio. Eat carbs. Like this is I'm giving you permission to eat some carbs. Like bulking time is time to eat carbs. You can't bulk without carbs really. Like carbs are a big source of energy. If you're trying to bulk without carbs, you're basically an idiot. Use the carb sources I mentioned earlier. Getting your odd white potato in there is nice, but for the most part I get most of my carb sources from whole wheat stuff, unless I'm eating, you know, pancake. Carbs. Need them for energy. The best way to think of it is carbs equal energy, and energy is life. So if you need life, if you want life, eat carbs. If you want gains, eat carbs. And if you want gains, train hard. Oh shit, that was bored! Did you hear that shit? That's the top of this dome, nigga. I need to stop saying that word on camera. Anyway, I'm gonna give you one last tip because my belly I rumble. I'm gonna go with the oldie but a goodie. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. This is the one area I think I I suffer with a lot. Like, I'm too, because of all this filming and editing stuff, I'm up to like 12:30 sometimes, trying to edit the video to make sure it's out in time and the thumbnail's correct. So I really need to get to a point where I can get enough sleep, especially when you're doing gym and stuff like that. Your body needs to repair. For your muscles to grow basically in the gym when you're working out, you're more or less tearing muscle fibers. So when they recover, they grow stronger, denser and bigger. So that's the whole aim of it. And in your sleep, that's where a lot of that happens. So yeah. Anyway, that's my tips. I was like, what, 6, 7 or 8? But yeah, I'm about to go eat now. Alright, let's try these noodles. Pasta. To be honest, it just tastes the same. It tastes the same as normal foods pasta, and it does expand out. Like, the packet was pretty small, as you saw. They expanded quite well with the water. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully the tips helped you out. If you did, please like the video and stay tuned for the next video, which should be Kareen doing a 10,000 calorie challenge. I'm going to decide that I'm not going to be against her. I'm going to try and give her as much support as possible. She sent me over a list of all the food she's going to eat, and I decided to help her out, take out some of the low calorie stuff. So I'm actually on Team Kareen now, so hopefully she gets as close as possible, and hopefully thumbs up if she actually makes it. Anyway, stay tuned for that. It'll probably come out next Sunday. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching this one. Peace out, stay getting gains, and don't forget to finger that like button. Peace.